Welcome. My name is Mr. Bauhof. I'm going to be your history teacher, and today we have two guests. Why don't you introduce yourselves and your nation?
My name is William. I go by Will. I'm from Cape Verde, which is supposed to be 10 islands, but only 5.
We'll add an island for you. And Mouhamed?
My name is Mouhamed. I'm from Senegal. He's on the west side. The capital is Dakar. And let's be clear, Africa is not a country, it's a continent,
Right. So this is us over here in America, and then all the way over the Atlantic is where we're going to be, what we're going to be talking about here. So let me just zoom in. And so that's where you're from, Cape Verde, and then he's from Senegal.
Yes.
So I've been able to get to know you guys, but our students don't really know where you're from that well. Why don't you tell me a little bit about your countries, just a couple minutes. What would you say is something really interesting about Senegal? Or we'll start with you, Will. Why don't you tell me about your home country?
Well, it was named Cape Verde until 1975, where the Portuguese had it from then back. It became our own country in 1975. Since then, I guess we're doing our own thing, building our country up from the ground up. Okay. It's 10 islands, but the map only shows 5.
I'll put a couple more dots in there for you. I mean, I'll just put them in there at random. Is that working for you?
Yeah.
Yeah,
right
it works.
Right amount.
I mean, they're yeah, that works,
Yeah,
right?
That works, yeah.
So if I understand it correctly, it used to be run by a European nation named Portugal, and then in 1975 they left, and you guys now started running your own nation. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, good to know. Good
That's
to know.
why our second language is Portuguese. Our second language is Portuguese, but we have our own language too.
How many languages do you speak, William?
Frankly, I speak 4, but I know more than 4.
Okay, we'll probably get back to that because I know that's something very interesting about the both of you, that you're both multilingual. Mouhamed, why don't you tell me a little bit about Senegal, real briefly, and then we'll talk about the other things.
Okay. Senegal is on the west side, and it was a French country until 1996. Now, and then, the country have our independence against the French people and stuff. And the name comes from Senegal, the name comes from Senegal. Senegal is a word in Wolof because Senegal is close to the Ocean Atlantic. And Senegal meaning Wolof out boat because people in Senegal like to fishing. That's where the word comes from.
So,
Senegal.
Oh, that's very interesting. So, back before the 1960s, you were run by France, and then just like William, you guys started your own nation up. Is that correct?
We was running, but because the colonization stuff, it was like the French people was colonizing many countries in Africa, and each country they've been having a governor, like a French governor stuff, like some guy who was born and raised in French, but he's representing the government in Senegal, and all people living in Senegal in that moment was considered as French people. They was having French nationality. Yep. So
I understand that you guys sort of, it's almost like America, where we were English and then we did our own thing. We'll probably get into that a little bit, but Mouhamed, same question. How many languages do you speak?
I speak between 3 or 4, but I'm gonna say like I speak 3 regular stuff,
Okay, so what are the languages that you do speak?
I speak Wolof is a national language in Senegal.
Wolof?
Yeah.
You speak French because you were a French country. You were a colony, right?
Yeah, colony stuff.
You have a tribal language, right?
Tribal language, yeah, Pearl.
Okay, so you speak Wolof, you speak French. What's the name of your tribal language again?
The main language I speak, the tribal language, is a national one, Wolof. Even I speak Pearl too, because I used to have some friend, like my best friend, he was Pearl stuff. And at the beginning, as they was jogging at me and stuff, and I really wanted to speak it because so I can interact more with them. That's how I speak, how I learn the language.
So within Senegal, there are like 15 different tribes,
Yeah.
and each tribe actually has its own language. Is that right?
Yeah.
That's interesting.
But most of tribe they speak Wolof too. It's like something we kind of, I'm gonna say Senegal is kind of different than many countries in Africa, because each dialect or tribe, they don't have any problem to know each other and try to, we kind of have open-minded. Everybody wanna know about everybody, Yeah, so they can interact more.
Yeah, you're very tolerant one of another. I had a friend of mine who went to Kenya, and they had a revolution like what 10 years ago, something like that, and it just went crazy. And they were very frictious over their tribal relations. But in Senegal, things are pretty cool,
Yeah,
right?
the other thing is kind of really different us from many countries. I'm not gonna say like about many countries in Africa they've been having kind of problem about tribe stuff. But lucky for us, we never have some stuff like that. People love each other, we like each other, and it's a kind of peaceful area. And Senegal and Ghana are probably one of the most democratic, in countries, Senegal and Africa,
Yeah, I know that a lot of friction can come up during, a lot of fighting comes up during like election year
Stuff,
in like the Sudan. William, actually, same question. How many tribes are in Cape Verde?
None.
There are
We
no
have
tribes?
No tribes.
Oh,
There's
okay.
just 10 islands apart from each other, that's all. We're friendly. It's like our language is kind of different. It's like, English in America is different than English in England. It's different, right?
Yeah?
That's how our language is different, like that. It's the same language, but like a little words is different than other.
Okay.
That's
So, for our guests, can you can you introduce yourselves in the language that you speak? We'll start with William.
My name is William. In Portuguese, we say, meu nome es William. In Spanish, we say, mi nombre es William. In Cape Verde, which is called Creole, is mi nom is William.
Okay. Mouhamed, would you please?
Yes, my name, like in English we say my name is Mouhamed Sidibé. In French we say je m'appelle Mouhamed Sidibé. In Wolof, the main language in Senegal we say sama tur Mouhamed laa tudd. And in Pearl we say inde am Mouhamed,
Thank you very much. I
You're
appreciate
welcome.
that. So, one of the things we always like to hear about as Americans is how great we are. So, what are some things that you noticed when you came to America? We'll start with William.
The big buildings. Well, in Africa we have one season. It's hot the whole year. Here you have, summer, winter, spring, everything is different. But there we just have one weather. It's hot the whole summer. Here they have big buildings, Coming here, the only thing I'm about to see was snow, because I've never seen snow before. That's kind of it. Yeah.
Yeah, snow's cool. In fall, right? All the
Yeah.
leaves start falling.
Yes.
Do you ever miss the scorching, unending heat of Africa?
Yes, I do. Only on cold terms.
I understand. Mr. Sidide, if I pronounced that correctly, and I know I butchered it, I'm sorry.
You're good.
But same question. What's something that you really noticed, really struck you as incredible about coming to America?
I will say probably the weather, because the weather was kind of different, because Africa is always warm, we don't want the season. And one thing I see pretty cool too, like in Africa, people kind of at night, people went to bed early sometimes, I'm not saying like house, but like the city. But when I went to New York, it was kind of dope, because New York, the night or the day is no different. People are all time working, the grind never stop. The light is always on. But many countries in Africa, when it's night around 1 or 12, people went to bed and ready to work the next day,
Cool. I know that sometimes people can go through culture shock. So, what is something that, if you could take it home with you, you could take it home to Africa, what's something that is here in America that you wish you had back where you're from?
The advanced learning, college, like stuff that would help our people because we have to travel here to learn things because they have it here, we don't have it there. So it's like college, you know, better everything, learning experience.
Yeah. I remember we talked a little bit about how a lot of times people have to import technology from Europe or from America or from other nations. So very interesting. Mouhamed, what's something that you would like to take home to Senegal?
I would say probably the mindset.
What do you mean?
Because United States got some big building. In Senegal we got some nice building. The United States got plane, we got plane.
Mm-hmm.
They got college. Like Senegal we got one of the best colleges like in Africa and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But the only difference United States kind of has the latest one, the latest car or the latest.
The latest.
The latest iPhone and stuff. But like the way people work here is kind of different because in Africa, in my country, people are always waiting for the government for everything or for the government for employment. Like me here, I live with my mom here, but the thing she always working something by herself to making her own money and stuff. If like people from my country can learn stuff like that, so you don't need to depend on the government for have work. Why not create your own work or your own mindset and do your own business, even taking some employer, have that leadership mentality so you can be independent by yourself.
Yeah. Fun fact, America is sort of the place where they began movies, the light bulb was made here. So definitely interesting mindset. But speaking of mindset, we were joking about this earlier. There's a sort of, when you're in Africa, they projected what America looks like in a movie. Not what America is like, right?
Yeah.
What are some things that, since you're actually from Africa, people have something they see in a movie about Africa, not true. Like it's just not a good image of Africa. Either of you can go first.
I would say probably people always want to try to make Africa is like a jungle or is like somewhere people still live in the antiquity. And that's not true because Africa is a big, that's what one thing people don't realize because even my friend here can tell you, when they say you come from Africa, everybody think, people in Africa, everybody know each other, or everybody speaks same language. But it's not because it's different country and each country got their own government, border and everything. And I get it too because Africa got animals and people, National Geography or people to go there, they don't go to Africa for see the town, they go to Africa for see the nature and the animal again. But most of people think that what people saw on the TV, that's a real Africa or that's a main Africa. But it's not.
So they'll ask you, have you ever, run into a rhinoceros? And you haven't, right?
I haven't, and probably people are gonna think he might speak to the language like Tarzan and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
I can't, and most of people in Africa are like scared of lion or animal like people here too.
Well, they're supposed to, right? It'd be a little bit weird if you guys came here and you were like, oh yeah, lions, we love those guys. They hang out all the time.
Yeah, and that's not true,
Will, what's something that you sort of saw in movies that you thought all of America was like, and then you came here and you're like, that's not what America is?
People with suit flying. I thought it was real. But
a flying suit? What?
Yeah, the Iron Man.
Oh my gosh! No, we do not have an actual Iron Man yet. But technically speaking, we are working on it in our military-industrial complex. Fun fact: we're gonna build one just for you, buddy. Yeah.
And the biggest thing I thought was that people in America had aliens in the cage.
Oh my gosh!
Don't ask me why, but just thought for the longest time.
Listen, it would be very cool if America had all the aliens, but I'm pretty certain they've got either everyone has aliens or no one does.
And Batman or Captain America,
Those aren't real. Okay, never mind. I see where you're coming from though. But that's something else that we actually created here, superheroes. Okay, so I'd like to hear about some things that you wish that you could bring from your home country and bring it here. Will, why don't we start with you?
We are outside together, we connect with the neighbors, people we know, people that live around us. Here, most of the time we barely know your neighbors. But there we know people that's a mile away, we know them like they're like the neighbors next door. But here we don't have that. We out there, being with each other, being together. But here is like everybody minding their own business, stay in their own house.
You wish they had a stronger community sense here?
Yeah, strong connection between each other, yeah.
Interesting. Mouhamed, same question. What would you bring here?
I would totally agree with you, William, because one of the main culture shock kids from Africa, the kind of face that they come here is about the thing. Because like from home, they are more social, people interact more with each other. If anyone have a problem, your neighbor gonna come to your house, check on you, assist on you,
Oh, really?
It's not a bad thing here, but just that's the way people see things and stuff. You can live with your neighbor here, like here you don't ever know them or your name. But in Africa, it don't matter small city or big city. Most of people know each other. Like me, where I'm from is a big city, but I'm gonna say I cannot go to any area. I'm not gonna know anybody, somebody who know me or somebody I know. They're gonna say me, hi, how are you? I really walk in Africa and stuff. Any household you pass, most of people they say, hi, how you been, stuff, how you keep doing, stuff, socialize, and move on. Here people, maybe I kind of get to more, the American mindset is time is money, use your time wisely, I get it. People don't do say business, grinding. But I wish people, was being more social, helping each other stuff, Like here people are rich, but not everybody are rich. In Africa, it's high and stuff, but at least people help each other a lot, which is they don't got that much, but they got the sense of sharing stuff.
Yeah, looking out for one another.
Looking out for one another,
Yeah, it's something that we oftentimes think about as a nation. We always say we should be looking out for one another, but it's oftentimes very difficult to go next door and actually check on your neighbor. And so I really wish that you guys could bring it here too. Okay, so we're running out of time, unfortunately. So briefly, what kind of future plans do you have? We'll start with Will again. What would you like to do, in the next few years?
Get my degree, college, and hopefully the dream of being a pro player. That's what I have in mind for the next 5 years.
Okay. Mouhamed?
I would say probably get a degree first, like get a scholarship. Because when you play basketball, you got the opportunity to have a free scholarship and probably play pro. But as we can see, like playing pro, like basketball career is not that long, maybe 5-8 years stuff. I want to have a play, at least go home, make my own entrepreneur or my own stuff, so I can create more employment and teach the other kid. You don't need to depend on the government for make your own money stuff.
That's very cool. All right, so that brings us to the question this week. If you could choose one of these two places to visit, which would you go to? Cape Verde or would you go to Senegal? So gentlemen, go ahead and present your cases. Why should they visit Cape Verde?
Well, if you watch the movie Moana, it's like that, clear water. It's really simple to live there. It's not, like the criminal life is low. It's really like that, like down to ground place. We make we make the best of what we got. We make the ocean is not a far walk. It's like for most of us, it's like 2 minutes of walk to the beach. Every day. We go to the beach every day. It's always full. So Cape Verde should be the best choice for you.
And I hear that there's cliff diving. Is there surfing?
Yes. Some places.
Some places. Okay.
Because where I live, the waves is not big. But on the other side of the island, they have different waves. Like big waves for surfing. So it's like two different beaches.
Very cool. Mouhamed, why should they visit Senegal?
I'm not gonna say anything about any other country in Africa because I'm kind of Pan-Africanist. That means like...
Can you explain what Pan-Africanism to an African?
Pan-Africanist means like, it's like I wish Africa was United States, like same country, same president, And like wish any African people, no matter where they go in Africa, they feel home, But it's a good thing to come visit Senegal too, because Senegal is kind of diversity. It's one of the rare states in Africa who never have a civil war,
Yeah.
We never have where we heard a president getting killed or racism stuff, you know. And the things too, any religion is in Senegal. You can see any religion in Senegal and they all love each other.
Yeah. You've got Jews,
we got
Christians,
Jews, we
and
got
Muslims.
Christian, we got Muslim. Even Muslim is a main religion in Senegal. Like most of people are Muslim. But the funny thing, the first president in Senegal was Christian, and is one of the is the father of the nation. And people until now they still love him. For just telling you like Senegal is a tolerant state. Like, you know, you're not gonna feel about any religion stuff or any racism. You're gonna see white people, Spanish people, you know what I mean? And many countries, many people in Africa, they come immigrate to Senegal because they feel safe. We never have war stuff. And if you want to look for diversity, you should look visit Senegal. Because we got beach, if you see on the map, it's close to the ocean, you know. And we got some bigger zoo stuff. You can go safari stuff on the nature, see some animals. And skydiving, you got some mountains you can go, you know.
Mountains and skydiving.
Stuff, you know, you can go check, visit stuff, you know, and it's gonna be a great experience. I've been in some zoo, and I'm not gonna lie, it's very good. It's very good, and you're gonna have people helping you, showing you, teach you how that's work, you know. And I wish I can have some guests maybe one day and show them how beautiful Senegal is and how, you know, how great they are.
Yeah, and I think you mentioned something earlier about the beaches being better than those over in Cape Verde. But I think that makes all of our time up.
Tropical life, you know.
Tropical life indeed.
That's the African Hawaii, just saying.
Oh yeah, I've seen pictures of it. It's beautiful out there. So make sure that you put in the chat whether you'd rather visit Cape Verde with William here or whether you'd visit Senegal with Mr. Mouhamed. All right, thank you and have a wonderful day.